Yeah, good afternoon, distinguished colleagues, esteemed professional students, and valued members of the ASP Ghana section. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome you all to our very first technical meeting of the year 2025. Today, we have gathered under a timely and forward-thinking theme, enhancing efficiency, safety, and cost savings, the role of drones in the oil and gas industry. As we continue to navigate the evolving landscape of energy production and operations, it has become increasingly important to explore innovative solutions that align with our goals of safety, efficiency, and sustainability. Drones or unarmed aerial vehicles have emerged as powerful tools in this transformation, redefining how we inspect, monitor, and manage assets, especially in remote or high-risk environments. This afternoon's session is more than just a technical deep dive. It's an opportunity for all students, young professionals, and seasoned experts, our senior professionals here, to connect, share, and learn from each other as we contribute to a secure and sustainable energy future. We at ASP Ghana are committed to upholding the mission of ASP International, the mission and the vision that is to disseminate technical knowledge and to drive innovation that moves our industry forward. So at this point, I would like to thank you once again for joining us. Let us engage, learn, and inspire one another as we kick off this year with fresh ideas and a spirit of collaboration. So we would like to welcome Kwadwo Oduro. Before our speaker takes over, I would like to give the details of our discussion. So you are welcome and we are glad to have you here. I would like us to check the ground rules. So going forward as part of our technical meeting this afternoon, you kindly mute your microphone unless you are called to speak. You can use the raise hand button to seek permission to speak. And all comments, questions, and contributions can be made in the chat room. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to read a brief biography of our speaker for today, whose name is Kwadwo Oduro. So Kwadwo Oduro has over 10 years of business development and has successfully demonstrated capabilities by working with companies focused on various industries, including aviation, oil and gas, mining, energy, and banking. Kwadwo holds an MBA with specialization in advanced AI and the future of automation from Oxford University, and a BSc in mathematics from University of Mines and Technology, UMass Takwa. His in-depth knowledge of the industry dynamics assists in providing insightful solutions to enhance performance in an efficient, swift, cost-saving, and safe manner. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, shall we welcome our facilitator, our speaker for today's technical section, Kwadwo Oduro. Thank you very much, Kwadwo.
Thank you very much for the warm reception. I would want to confirm if everyone in the room can hear me as well.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, that's great. So I think you've mentioned a couple of things. You made the topic clear, and since we've spent some time already, I'd want to now share my screen so we can delve into the presentation. So afterwards, we could also have some discussions to clarify a few comments or questions that may come through as well. Okay, can everyone see my screen? I'm sharing now.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. So as you rightly mentioned, our topic is going to be based on enhancing efficiency, safety, and cost savings, the role of drones in the oil and gas industry. My name is Kojo Udro. I'm the Business Development Manager for West Africa, working with Rocket DNA, Ghana. So first, I would like to briefly talk about Rocket DNA as a company. Rocket DNA was formerly called Rocket Mine. We are a mainly drone-based solution company focused on providing services across various industries, including mining, oil and gas, agri, and engineering. We as a company leverage AI and autonomous drone tech to be able to help with decision makers to obtain practical insights in fast-changing environment. Our company is headquartered globally in Perth, Australia, and in Africa, our HQ is in Joburg, South Africa. Whilst we have an office present in Accra, running the West Africa region as well. We've done.
It's a laptop chat. Hey, so can you recharge your phone? Yeah.
I think there's someone to mute there. We are present. We've done a couple of projects in over 17 plus countries across the globe. We have a lot of fleets, specific fleets for specific projects. We are well licensed by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority in Ghana, same as the South African Civil Aviation in SA and in Australia as well. We are BVLOS certified and also have our BAS certification. These are just a couple of clients that we've worked in the past, some of them from the mining industry, and from the oil industry, we've worked in the past with MODEC and ENI as well. So we delve straight into the presentation. I think the main thing is to notice that the oil and gas industry experienced a significant shift in 2007 when we discovered commercial quantities of oil in the Jubilee fields. This led to a rapid development of FPSOs. The Kwame Nkrumah FPSO was key player in the Jubilee fields production. The industry continued to develop with us getting the 10 fields and other projects also coming online. I think everyone in this room has seen some of these images or experienced them before. First image showing some fire outbreak on an FPSO, and we can see the oil spill as well. And we see the infrastructure of an FPSO and also a flare stack. I'll come back to these images later. Just wanted us to get an insight of some of the issues that are mainly found in the oil and gas industry's production phase. So the oil and gas industry faces a lot of challenges in inspections, monitoring, and safety. And these three are very key in every production company, oil company. Drones and robotics offer innovative solutions to improve efficiency, reduce risks, and cut costs in some of the productions. This presentation will mainly explore how drones are transforming the sector when it comes to inspections, monitoring, and safety. So the challenges in the oil and gas industries have really narrowed it down into 4 bullet points because there are a lot of them, but they mostly fall under some of these headings. The first one is safety risks. I put safety first because safety is key in every operation. Doesn't matter it being offshore, mining, or even in an office. the safety of personnel is very key in the company's operations. So in the oil field, we know that the operations are in very hazardous environments, as you have flammable gases all around. You have heights and also confined spaces and also oil spills that keep on happening. And then we know that the operational cost is very high. So in terms of inspections, manual inspections are very labor intensive and very expensive as well. Then we look at downtime. There are a lot of inspections that before it can be carried out needs some shutdowns before those inspections are carried out. And shutting down every plant or every production plant, we know affects directly the productivity of that plant. Because once it's down and not working, you lose some production hours. And then we look at data accuracies. There are manual inspections, human inspections that are being carried out currently on plants or in the sector. And the data accuracies from some of these inspections are not very high, because we know that human inspections may miss some critical defects. And these are some of the things that we hope by the end of the presentation, we know how drones and automation have come to be able to manage and increase the accuracies of data we get from some of these projects. So that we will look at applications of drones in the oil and gas industry. The first one is we will look at inspections. I think I've mentioned inspections a lot, but it is also very, very key in operations, because for every plant that is set out, proper maintenance goes a long way to affect production, to decrease downtimes, and also to overall check the integrity of those assets to avoid severe damages. So some inspections that are done in the industry where we apply drones includes inspection of pipelines, inspection of flare stacks, infrastructure, rigs, refineries, and storage tanks. Also, we need to notice that using drones means reduction of scaffolding or manual inspections. And I mentioned pipelines. There are a lot of things that drones can detect on pipelines, which will go to the next one. And for flare stacks, previously, flare stacks need to be shut down before it can be inspected and then maintenance carried out. But we are very much aware. We've set it out. We've done it before, that flare stacks can still be on, and some of these inspections can be done, so that if the report that comes out demands that their maintenance was carried out, then some of these shutdowns can happen. If they are not, then you don't need the shutdowns and operations can continue smoothly. So the next one is leak detections. With the appropriate payloads and drones integration, we could fly pipelines and infrastructure and detect gas leakages and even overheating of critical assets. We can also integrate payloads that can detect methane emissions on the FPSOs. I think some of these are critical, looking at the way the world is going and the world talking about global warming. I think some of the methane emissions should always be in regulatory numbers, not overgoing. And we can incorporate payloads and drones to detect the methane emissions so that the client or whoever has project is on is able to know how to produce and cut things out to reduce those methane emissions. The next one is asset monitoring. We know drones can now provide 24/7 surveillance of remote sites, including assets, and even for security. We have drones that can do that. which will serve as also first responders to some of these critical issues. So yeah, the next one is emergency response. Drones serve as rapid assessment for when there are spillages, when there's fire or accidents. The drone can be the first responder to get closer to where the issue is happening and relay live images and videos to decision makers to be able to now critically assess and plan how to tackle some of these issues. So in the past, these are some of the things Rocket DNA has carried out. We've done, like I mentioned, flare stack inspections on the FPSO Kwame Nkrumah and even the John Atta Mills one, where we incorporate thermal payloads to inspect flare stacks and even the entire integrity of the asset. And these are tech that are in the system now that really help in proper maintenance and decision-making around some of these projects. Now, if I'll be allowed, I'd want to introduce to you a solution that is set out by Rocket DNA. It's called the XBot solution. And I'd want to just introduce it to the team briefly and how this solution is transforming the industry when it comes to inspections, security, and as a first responder. So the XBot solution is set out in this way. It's an autonomous solution where you have the dock and its control panel with its connectivity. You can set this system out everywhere in the world, on the rig, on a site, remote site, and it can still operate and do your job for you without someone being present around the unit. What we do is we set out a control room, which can also be set out anywhere in the world. You can set a dock on the FPSO in Ghana, and the control room will probably be in the US or in South Africa, and you can still fly this drone to carry out every particular inspection or project that you want it to run for you. So the drone system is built in this way. It has easy deployment across operations. It flies for 45 minutes and for a 5 to 7 kilometer range. And when it comes back to dock, it charges for about 20 minutes and you can set it out again. Before I get into this, I'd want to just play a short video for the team just to see how this drone is and how it operates. So I would want you to let me know if you can see this video. Please confirm for me. Please, can you all see the video?
No, please.
Just a second. You still can't see the video?
No, please.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay, I'll work on still playing that video, but let me move on with the functionalities of the XBot. So like I mentioned, you can set the dock out on an FPSO and just leave it there. The dock is IP55 rated and can withstand very harsh conditions, negative 30 degrees cold weather, and also up above 45 degrees Celsius hot weathers. So once the dock is set out, you can just leave it there, can withstand rain, and the operations will be run from the control room. And these are some of the things the dock can do. So one single dock can run all mobile and fixed plant inspections. It can run pipe leak detections. It can run your flare stack inspections and also storage tanks inspections as well. It can also serve as your emergency response where you set a drone out once there's an incident to be the first responder to go and take an overview videos of what is happening, where it's happening, so that once you are sending a team to go and tackle it, you know exactly where you are heading to and the extent of the damage. Once the drone is in air, all videos that are captured are streamed live into the control room. So the drone doesn't have to come back to dock before you assess the videos for decision making. Everything is live, so you can be making decisions once it's still in the air. And also for site overview, it can do your normal 360 panoramics. It has a security surveillance factor. It can fly during the night and still give you clear images as to what is happening where on the field. So the XBOT solution I showed you earlier is set out like this. And the good things about it has the emergency deployment ready to move. It operates day and night response and surveillance. It has the live feed and live streaming. It reduces risks to pilots if you have to drive to where the issues are happening, like the conventional method where you need to get closer to the thing with your drone to be able to capture the images. All those risks are reduced drastically because this doesn't need the personnel to be around. The personnel can be sitting comfortably in the control room and still do all the flight planning and get all the images and video and data that you may need. And this provides a cost-saving act compared to the manual way of doing inspections where you need quite a lot of personnel, quite a lot of scaffolding and for safety-wise paperwork and climbing heights. All those costs can be cut out once you have one of these docks in place, because it can run all of those projects for you at a very high data accuracy rates. And like I mentioned also, the data review and processing is instant because you have the live stream to your control room, which also goes a long way to affect the timing of having the data and making decisions, which we know is key in some of these industries, especially the oil and gas industry. Delays in decision making can greatly cause catastrophic issues for the clients. So now we'll just have a look at the benefits of some of the things I've spoken about. Having a unit tech like this set out goes a long way to enhance safety because it minimizes human exposure to dangerous environments. Cost savings can be up to 50% in reduction because you get fewer shutdowns and also reduce man hours in carrying out some of these inspections. And then there are efficiency in gains where inspections can be done at a faster rate compared to the manual way of doing things. Drones can be up in the air 45 minutes at a time, scanning various assets and having the live feed and reporting also being carried out. And saving on inspection hours automatically means operation continuity also is enhanced. And some of these all will make sure that production-wise, you stay ahead of time. The last but not the least is the data accuracies and predictive maintenance. We know that the data accuracies are way up high, 99% with drone imagery and AI. And AI can also help detect corrosions, cracks, and wear before any failures can occur. So maintenance-wise, you get some of these data to be able to plan out your maintenance properly, to make sure that the overall integrity of all assets are always on point. So I'm going to end the presentation here and see if we will take some questions and clarify those questions. And I'll keep working on showing you the video and how the drone in a box operates in its entirety. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kwadwo, for such a powerful and insightful presentation. And so, ladies and gentlemen on the call, senior professionals, this is the question and answering section. If you have a question, if you have a maybe contribution or feedback. But before that, let me quickly acknowledge the presence of Mr. Atu Edu on the call. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. I don't know if you start the questions session for us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for acknowledging my presence. I'm just happy to join the sessions anytime I have some time to spare. I'm quite impressed with the presentation and the abilities of the drones, especially for shutdown maintenance. And that's very, very important because offshore, you can see the application being very useful, especially without having to put up scaffolding and upsailers and people climbing up and down. So the safety aspect is very, very important. Same with onshore activity. Like the field that I'm working on now, we have not introduced drones to do that kind of inspections, but you can see the advantage easily for using the drones to basically help you to decide whether shutdown can go on or you keep on producing. The deferral of production is critical for the companies. So if the drones can help to reduce the deferral of production, then all the better. It will help the teams also meet their KPIs to their respective boards of directors and shareholders. So this is a very good presentation. Kwadwo, this normally with the flare stack, how many flights do you have to take before you're able to finish with your inspection?
Okay, so I think I'll answer by not using the number of flights. I think with the example of the ones we've done, we did for the Kwame Nkrumah, that was for MODEC back then, and we did even recently one for ENI in Ivory Coast. So for the entire flare stack inspection, we do the daytime inspection where we get the high resolution images of what is happening at the tips. And then we do the thermal, which we need to do at night to be able to get the thermal assessments as well. The last one we did for ENI in Ivory Coast, it took us a day, so during the day and the night to finish all the flights and demobilize. So that is how far we've come. So one day, so a 24-hour normal day and night, we're able to do all the flights, and then the team can get the data put together and a comprehensive report shared with the client so that decisions can be made from that.
That's good. The last question before we give others the chance to ask questions as well. Has it ever been deployed for tank and hull inspection?
Yes. So with that, do you mean confined spaces?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So for the autonomous drone I mentioned, its use in confined spaces has still been tested out, but we have a drone that is available. It's called the Helios drone. It's comes in a round form. It's like a ball that is solely meant for confined areas, that is tanks and even inside pipelines inspection. So there are various drones available for every particular solution that is needed. So that's what we use for inside pipelines and confined tank space inspections.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Thanks very much.
Yes, thank you too.
David,
Okay,
that's all.
so okay, yeah, so thank you, Kojo. I heard you talking about some difficulties or challenges in operating the XBot. I think you were basically talking about onshore, but my question is that in most offshore environments, we are exposed to adverse weather conditions. Talking about the sea level, like that kind of disturbance, harsh winds and other stuff. In those conditions, how efficient is the XBot equipment to those working well without any kind of interferences?
Okay, so it just pains me that I wasn't able to show you the video to see. So the Xbox unit in itself, I think I mentioned, is IP55 rated, which means it is water and dust does not really affect it, and it can withstand conditions of up to -30 degrees and 45 degrees. So when it's set out offshore, weather will not really affect it. Wind might be able to affect it when it is in operation, but what we know with the XBot solution is it flies BVLOS, where it flies a bit up high. So winds actually neutralizes the winds, and it's a multi-rotor. For multi-rotors, the impact of winds on it does not really sway it. I think that DJI drone has one of the best stability when it comes to winds in the industry. We've tested it out in even harsher conditions, and it still was able to fly easily and come back and dock and still give us the data that we have. So what I mentioned earlier, you heard, was for both onshore and offshore, which we've tested it out, and it's operated seamlessly. The main challenges we had before was data connectivity, which has also been resolved now because the system comes together with a Starlink, which is connected and integrated to it. And we know Starlink can boost off one of the greatest connectivities now in the world. And if that's aside that one, we usually will create a second phase connectivity of wherever we are setting the dock. If there's connectivity present there, we connect it to the dock as well. So it has two connectivities, which means we can switch on to the other if one is maybe giving us issues. We easily switch on to the other and still get the drone in operations. I don't know if this answers your question clearly.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you've given a great answer. But the next one that I want to chip in is that, you see, looking at our theme, it says that enhancing efficiency, safety, and cost savings, the role of drones. So that is what oil and gas normally do. You don't want to spend beyond your budgets. And also, the more you spend time over the normal plan in your budget, the more you pay. Now, looking into the future, this introduction of AI, the technology and stuff, what do you think will affect to the human part of the employment? What should we do?
Yes. Okay. So to give a very non-political answer, AI and automation is here to stay, and it is increasingly getting better and better. I think one other thing that we need to take note of is even with AI and automation helping to cut down some of these man hours, there still will be the need for that human interface to even look at the data and make decisions and advise on what needs to be done. So for the personnel, the employment space, one thing I advise, I tell myself and I tell every other person I meet, the best thing to do is to get accustomed with some of these tech now. Be there. If you need to learn, you need to learn. You need to be knowledgeable in some of these tech that still keep on coming, so that at any point in time, even when we're setting out some of these things for a company will set this out easily because it will decrease its cost and increase production, but they will still need personnel that will be there that knows those systems and to be able to assist with how they make decisions from it. So we need to equip ourselves. We need to learn. We need to be ahead of our time. We need not to stay comfortably in the manual space. And I think we will all still be fine. We will all still be fine. And job roles in the next few years will change. And we need to be ready and prepared when that change comes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kojo. So, ladies and gentlemen on the call, we are still taking questions. So please, if you have a question to ask, now is the time. Thank you. And we have not less than 10 minutes to end our meeting.
I think someone's hand is up.
I don't know if the video is ready to be played.
I'm trying, but I think Hubert has his hand up.
Hi, good afternoon, and thanks for this opportunity. I work with Kojo, so I'll take the opportunity to put some insights on this. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So I think to add up to the comments on the Ato's question on one of the things that we can do, a drone can do today is to, like on the tanks or on the pipelines, where you want to do an NDT, non-destructive tests as well. You can, we have payloads that can be used for those mediums that are hot, not reachable. Like you say, instead of you shutting down to do any test, we could do it while the plant is running. We have it also to the tank's thickness, what we are a company that we're always learning based on your requirements. So for instance, we could be able to not only capture data for you, we're able to help you with processing of the data. For instance, if you are on, let's say, a refinery, that we have the schematics, we can have it plots, and we can also tell you anytime we fly the data, we load it up, we're able to tell you where there are critical or dangerous areas that you need to take a look at. So those are things that we can do in gas-related environments where temperature and leakages are very critical for decision making. With regards to the point of whether AI is taking place of human beings, yes, most of the times you don't want the disaster to strike before you say so. Our role is to help you reduce the risk, remove human beings from mediums that would have hitherto be risky to put people on. So those are where the application of drones and AI come into play. It may be a little tough to say, oh, we need to stop using people to climb scaffolds to do this job. But until the insurance calls on you to pay high premium, until your license is redrawn, just because you didn't take the right decision, you realize that those precautions are required on your work. And lastly, from me, I would say most of the time people say they want to buy their own drones and they want to, because you have the money to do it. Yes, you can do it. And there are quite a lot of requirements and insurance requirements why you need to go to the specialist. We are always learning every time. We are always complying with safety, with the quality, and we give the assurance that is required. So it's always good to come to us. Sometimes you don't need to own it. We can come and do the service for you and pack and go. Instead of you buying a drone and keeping it, you use it once and it's just sitting there, or you don't have the expertise and you just keep buying. So you always need to come to the specialist. We look at it and we help you to do it case on case basis, or we have a contract with you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Hubert, for adding up. Thank you very much. I don't know if we don't have more questions to take, then we will gladly bring our meeting to an end.
So can you see the video now?
Okay, so I think, yes, please, you can play.
Okay, so let me just play it. Yes, it's a short video, and I don't know if the volume was coming here, but that's basically how the docking solution looks like, and can be set out anywhere to achieve various applications as well.
Okay, I think that's all for the video, right?
Yes. Okay. I wanted to find out if anyone has any other question at this moment. If not, we can close out the meeting. Atu just sent me a message that he's having some network connectivity challenges. So if there are no more questions, we will end this event, and then we will catch up later. I think I showed my details, which we can see here. So my email is on there at kojo.odro@rocketdna.com. Or you can get onto our website, www.rocketdna, and reach out to us in case you want further conversations around this system. Thank you very much, guys, for joining, and we will meet again in the next sessions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Kojo. Thank you for such a powerful presentation and technical meeting. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we bring our session, our technical session, to an end. I would like to say that as we bring today's session to a close, I want to extend my heartfelt appreciation to each of you for making time to join us for this important technical meeting. Your presence, attention, and contributions have made this gathering both insightful and impactful. We've explored the transformative role of drones in enhancing efficiency, safety, and cost effectiveness within the oil and gas industry. And I believe this discussion today have reaffirmed the innovation is not just the future, it is now. And as energy professionals, we must continue to adopt, and lead these changes responsibly. A special thank you goes to our speaker and our senior officers who are on the call for sharing their expertise and perspective with us, and to our young professionals and senior members. Thank you for staying engaged and committed to today's technical session, knowing that your presence was very powerful. Thank you very much, and let's have a good afternoon. All right, so bye-bye.
Bye.